I think if we zoom out and look at what has happened in the past 10 years and kind of put Tate to the side for a moment, the big movements we've had, Me Too and Time's Up, are really great movements. And I don't think there's a woman who couldn't say that that has positively uh, not affected their life. However, as one side swings, it always goes the other way like a pendulum.
Yeah.
And I do think the vacuum was there and the stage was there ready for him to take, in a way.
Yeah.
Because whilst we have, even since the vote and, women going out into the workforce, we've accelerated, and there's arguments of, maybe we have left men behind, or, we've kind of not moved together. So it's very hard to speak about in a case where we're obviously, representing women who are victims. But I think we have to be a little bit honest about the conversation we're having in regards to, have we left men behind, and have we actually given them good role models? Because I don't think we have necessarily.
Well, it's interesting you said that, because one of our big frustrations with this case is that, people don't want to hear from the lawyers. They want to hear from, people they already know countering the narrative, and not a single man who hasn't had some vested interest in it has stood up and said, actually, Andrew Tate isn't the right role model. Try to counter the narrative. The only people who argue with Tate online are people who he gets in dumb Twitter disputes with over nonsense.
There was a good Danny Dyer documentary that came out recently that does give a good broader picture.
Yeah. So I think that my own view is that it's not about women leaving men behind. It's men's job to catch up. We've had
and we can move together.
Yeah, of course, but the world doesn't stay static, and the revelations which came out during Me Too were absolutely horrifying, and I think most men were asleep and didn't realise what had been going on. Some probably did know and didn't think it was that big of a deal. Others were actively participating in, the sorts of abuse which took place.
And it made them shit their pants a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not complicated. And actually the previous world was much more insidious and much worse. And it's not difficult to learn and to change. Some people are incredibly resistant to it because they feel it's a threat, but the progress on questions of consent and stuff like that is not a threat to men.
No.
Certainly shouldn't be perceived as such. And weaponizing it, Tate was very, very clear in previous statements that, post Me Too, the West is, if you're a man in the West, you're fucked, because anyone can come out with an accusation based on nothing and you'll get thrown in jail and your life will be ruined. And then he points to all of these, allegations against high-profile men.
He kind of said, they did it to P. Diddy a year ago, and now he's cussing out P. Diddy to suit the narrative.
Yeah.